the love
the joy
of knowing that there is hope for all mankind.
Feel the magic of Christmas.
Let it into your hearts.
Merry Christmas from all of us at WEFM to all of you.
Flow can make the season even merrier. Switch to a Flow prepaid combo plan and we'll give you a 30-day plan absolutely free. That's a whole month on us. 36 gigabytes of data, unlimited calls and texts, plus all the social media and WhatsApp you need to share every festive moment. Plus, spin the wheel for even more prizes. Switch to Flow prepaid today and get your next combo on the house. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WeFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, Tidan St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 21 minutes downside 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday, and today's the first day of 9 morning. Yes. Let's see who's on the line. Hello, good morning.
Yes, it's me again. Two things, just in case I forget, remind me of the second one. I would just like to pick up on Live's rant this morning. Sexual abuse is live and real. I'm sharing my personal experience. So please, Roleza, don't question me and ask me how do I know. These are things that I experienced. I was so involved. I'm so involved, as a matter of fact, that I received death threats in St. Vincent for my getting involved. Now, there was one young lady whose father, very prominent person, and I hope he's listening. He has molested every one of his daughters. And the youngest one was bold enough to approach her mother. You know what the mother said? It's only, the vulgar word for the vagina, it's only, just close your eyes, because if you talk, he's going to stop supporting us. Another one was a case where this young girl went to the police. They kept her overnight. And again, this is stuff that I know of for sure. And while she was in the cell, 2 of the officers molested her. So a lot of our young ones keep quiet because they think that it happens to everybody, but it does not happen to everybody. There's a book by, I can't remember the guy, To Kill a Mockingbird. To molest a defenseless child, a boy or girl, it's wrong. And life, you're not alone. I must be the only paranoid parent in Bermuda. My son and my daughter, they never had any sleepover, nothing. I was always overly protective of them, and we need to protect our children. Fathers, love your daughters and your sons. Do not make love to them. The second one is Roleza.
You mean do not rape them?
Dr. Adrian Fraser. Sorry?
I'm saying, you said use the word make love, but I'm saying do not rape them.
Well, okay. Well, yes, rape, whatever, it's the same. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Roleza, you've got 2 walking encyclopedias in St. Vincent. I would name one, Dr. Adrian Fraser. Years ago, I was able to arrange for Dr. Fraser to do a live from St. Vincent in Bermuda on 9 morning. And I mean, he revealed things that I didn't know about because I talk about St. Vincent and folks were asking, well, tell us more about this 9 morning. But my knowledge was limited, so I tapped into Dr. Fraser's resources. He agreed, and he actually did a live from 2,000 miles away. So if you could get him on your show, Dr. Fraser, I don't mean to put you in a spot, but if you got a good man, you use him. He would be able to tell us an in-depth history of 9 morning. If you can't get Dr. Fraser, get my friend Bafi Alexander. Any of those 2 guys will be able to tell you everything that you need to know. And remember, parents, protect your children because God is going to deal with you. You know what Jesus said about molesting children? He said, if you molest a child, don't bring to me. Get somebody to tie a chain around your neck with 10 concrete blocks and toss it in the middle of the ocean. That came from Jesus Christ himself, not in those words. But it's all in the same thing. I am done for now. I'm just going to listen for the rest of the morning.
All right. Thanks, Joshua.
All right. All right, so the kind compliments of Flow. Activated morning right here on WEFM 99.9. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. The only thing about live commentary that I didn't care to about, and when the first time they said that, I don't like it. I don't believe in calling that thing a culture. A culture is practiced by the mass of people, not by a few. So when you say rape culture, you mean to tell me that everybody, I mean, practically everybody in St. Vincent is doing some raping. And so the word culture, I think, is the one that I have a problem with. I don't mind saying that there's an issue with raping in St. Vincent and things like that, because there's raping all over the world. So if you want to say that, means the whole world has a rape culture. You can't be St. Vincent alone, because raping and a lot of people, when he's talking about, a lot of people, when I was growing up, the other man, what he used to call him, Jacko. That was his specialty. He used to rape women in prominent position. They say, I have to say, they say. So they will not stop, and they will pay him to not say nothing. And so that was where he make his money. I mean, I know a few people who when I was growing up, they considered them as rape man. People knew that they were rape man. You know, so I mean, but in terms of saying as a culture, that's the part that have me think. Rape is rape, and I don't think it's a culture. Because culture is a thing that's practiced by the mass of people. Like 9 mornings is our culture. All them people going out there, they enjoy 9 mornings. You know, word culture is my problem. I mean, I know rape is going on, but I think it should take out that word culture. That's all I say.
All right, no problem. I know that was I think we had that as a topic of discussion here before, the use of the word culture when it's attached to So I get you. I get you. Oh, okay, right. Okay. All right, Kojo.
All right, any WhatsApp?
Nothing really. Okay, so Joshua is also agreeing that there was a Jacko, a notorious rapist. Same person I believe Kojo was speaking about. All right. One of the things that I would also comment out from Life's commentary, he made mention of the minister speaking about a video that was circulating. Like Life, I too did not see this video. And I am hoping that as a society, we have an understanding and an appreciation of if ever we come across videos of things being done to people, right? Whether it's children, whether it's adults, that we don't share it, right? If we have to share the information, we share it with the police as opposed to taking videos and passing them around and circulating them, right? Because you can also be charged under the Cybercrime Act, under one of the categories for forwarding such videos, etc. Right? So I'm hoping that as a society that we have learned, or we are learning, that it's not about being in the know, it's not about seeing for yourself, but not sharing certain types of videos and certain types of images, especially when it comes to persons who were harmed, whether they are both children or whether they are adults, right? Something from what he also said, I know that he was looking at abuse in general, but I am also wondering, and part of a charge that persons can be charged with is if they ought to know a child was being abused, as stated by the information from the minister or in the release that was made. And sometimes I wonder if many of us as a society know what is the difference, especially when it comes to domestic abuse or not domestic abuse, corporal punishment. If we know, or if we're able to determine when a child is being abused or when a child is being disciplined, just because of the cultural practices over the years from our grandparents, great-grandparents coming down, in that many parents are of the opinion that inflicting corporal punishment, especially in certain ways, is a form of discipline as opposed to abuse. So you might be living as living next door to a house where a child or children are always being beaten. You saying that you're going to mind your business because for you, you are thinking that these children are being disciplined, whereas they might actually be abused. So when it comes down to that part of we ought to know, sometimes knowing depends on who or what you think you know, depends on the individual, right? In terms of how you view certain things. And I always say that for us as a society, we also need to get past this whole thing of beating for everything, or even the way in which some persons beat. You know, some parents believe in this and put up licks. So when you get licks, if you're getting everything one time, you know, which is by itself, that's not discipline. To me, if you're going to tell me that you're going to put up licks, that's abuse, right? Because, you know, every time there is that belt to lash you is you're getting licks for this, you're getting licks for that.
How will you discipline a child?
Me personally, I don't believe in beating, right? I think children these days, one of the things that you could do is like take away their gadgets or take away privileges that they're used to, right? For me, when it came to my niece, it was taken away her gadget. She would be denied use of her phone or use of her tablet, or even sometimes taken away the charger, right? Because if they can't get the charger, there's no way they could just watch the tablet there, die a slow death, and then they know they can't get to use it, right? But I do know that with different children, it's going to be different methods, but I honestly don't believe that beating is effective by itself.
All right.
You have children?
No.
Oh, okay. So what do you think though?
I agree with you. Beating is not a form of discipline kids. As you mentioned, with taking away gadgets, charger, yeah, that is a good one. Another one is you could discipline them in terms of have them home, not going anywhere. You know, that could be another one as well. So yeah. This
whole thing of us ought to know is what it is. I think in society, so many persons, and you kind of said it yourself the other day, but you were talking about Christmas and going by people. And I say, if people still wrongs by people on Christmas morning or Boxing Day, whichever day, right? In that we live in such an insular way now that everybody is just in their homes.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that this is just my business to mind, right? I might hear a neighbor beating a child and maybe beating his child repeatedly, and I'm saying that it's not my business.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with me. Also, if you go and call police, they're going to figure out it's you, right? Yeah. And you know that might cause some sort of animosity or tension within you or with your neighbors. But when it comes to children, like I really don't care if somebody has to fall out with me. When it comes to children in particular, and this is why I just always find it so difficult to know that a parent could abuse their own child, right? Like this is the child that came forth from you. And when you look at them at certain ages, like toddlers and so forth, and I always say you have to be prepared to make a child. You have to be mentally, emotionally, financially. Yes, of course, that comes into play. But you have to be ready to bring a child into the world, because you can't come and tell me that as a toddler. Toddlers are going to be testing your patience in all kind of different ways, right? But the first thing that you're going to do is to beat a child. You know, rather than talking to this child, they're going to throw tantrums, etc. But you're going to beat a child. Now, what does beating a 2-year-old or 3-year-old achieve? You know, so for me, it's always one of these situations where I always think that unless you're really ready to make a child, don't make a child, because, you know, this whole thing of disciplining and all of that, it comes into play. But us as a society, knowing when to step in and when to step in also is another factor as well, because people just want to be in their own world. Dave?
Yes, you sound very much like a mother. I guess your mother did a good job with you, because although you don't have, although you have never reproduced or whatever, that's the word? Anyhow, but I like the way you speak as though you're a mother. And this child you're talking about is your other sister. Is your sister child, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how old is she now?
Well, one of my sister's children, she has two daughters. So this one is the first one I'm talking about is 19.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is always, I don't know. This has been dealt with over the years on the radio stations here in this country. And up till now, we can't find solutions, it would seem. But yet, among us all, we have children who are very disciplined, who born right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But maybe what they lack is proper guidance in terms of parentage. And also what I think can be a problem is the environment in which you live. But then again, no. I know, let me say, for instance, I know people from certain depressed areas. Let me use Poliard as an example. Poliard produce, if you know what I'm talking about, produce somebody, I think, who got an island scholarship, and But when you come from certain areas, people don't pay much attention, and then all they can do is talk you down, talk bad about you. What do you expect coming out from there, and that sort of thing. So, I mean, like I said before, I know this is an issue that has been dealt with over and over and over again. And sometimes when you look at some of the children who can embarrass their parents, never mind they were brought up in what they may call a respectable, decent home and so on. Children of pastors, leading people in the society. We need to look at all of that. How come they get all the good training and so on? So I think it's a human being deficiency, if I can put it that way. No matter who you be, sometimes you get the biggest shock from people who you're looking up to for guidance and to be an example in our society. I hope I'm loud and clear with that. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dave. It's interesting that Dave said something there at the end with they get all the training in terms of like how white persons turn out the way they do. And I also feel sorry for some parents because I think after a while, some parents just need to let go and realize that they did their best for their child. And it's not their fault that the children may have turned out a particular way. You understand? I know that there are some parents thinking, oh, where did I go wrong? In some cases, some parents could have done better. But I think when it comes to your child being of a certain age, they are going to know right from wrong. Yeah. And rather than that parent internalizing everything and thinking that it's their fault that the child turned out this way or that way, sometimes you just have to let go and realize that a child is going to do what they want to do. Whether it's, let me more look at the adult children. Adult children are going to do what they want to do. So you can't beat yourself up. Yeah, I look at sometimes, some of these parents, who might have been pastors or in certain, whatever the thing is, whatever professional otherwise, and they take it on, adult children in particular couldn't find a serious way to stress out their parents. So, but yeah, just a passing thought there.
Any more calls? All right, we got 20 minutes on to 9 o'clock. Remember, we're coming here with the kind compliments of Flo. So we got some commercial on the way, and of course, when we come back, I've got much more vibes right here on WEFM 99.9.
Christmas Flow is making the season